Thanks to Tom Bauer, we confirmed that there was friction between Meghan Markle and Princess Charlotte when she was just 3 years old. Can you imagine that there is body language proof of this friction on the royal wedding? Let's find out. Welcome back, my body language buddies. My name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the body language guy. And, well, today we got a great pitch thanks to Long Sally, aka Sue Smith on YouTube. Go and subscribe to her channel. That is amazing. Props to her for spotting this one. Video analysis coming now. So it happens that we were at the royal wedding between Harry and Meghan, and we got this subtle, very subtle expression from Meghan at a very particular moment. And you know that the royal wedding has so much content and so many details that up till now, upon years of thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands of people analyzing every detail, we still find new tips. I'm gonna replay the moment when Meghan turns around and faces Charlotte and her facial expression changes. I'm gonna zoom in afterwards, but first let's watch that replay. So Meghan turns around and Harry too, and all the little kids. There's Doria in there. There's her facial expressions, and we have this. Right as Charlotte is right there, don't worry, I'm going to go back. Meghan's face changes. She's smiling, right? She's smiling at that moment. Here you have it. That is unmistakably a smile. We don't know if it was a genuine smile. We have the veil over her face, but we know that she was smiling right before Charlotte entered the scene or the frame or was next to her. Now, what happened immediately after? What happens is that Charlotte looks at her right there. Okay, know that there is a Charlotte. I'm going to zoom in a few seconds, and that's the moment Meghan's facial expression changes. I'm gonna show it right now. There you have it. That is the exact moment when Charlotte looks at Meghan, Meghan looks at her, and Meghan's facial expression begins to change. It is not a smile anymore. It begins to morph into something else. And you could imagine that if she is establishing eye contact with Charlotte, that is no way of missing it, because it's not the two girls, because the other girl, in this case, the other girl is looking down. Charlotte is the one looking at Meghan, and Meghan is looking at Charlotte, no one else, to no one else. So Meghan's reaction is literally to the presence of Princess Charlotte. What happens immediately after with Meghan's facial expression? And this is very hard to stomach. Meghan presses her lips and lowers her gaze, and notice how it happens. It is almost a split second, but I'm going to dissect it in another app. As you can see here, her face is no longer a smile. There's no trace of a smile. There's total seriousness. I could even guess that she's pressing her lips, but it's a bit hard to spot. At the same time, she, as Charlotte is passing by, she looks down, okay? And my guess is the gesture of Charlotte just walking by is like, don't you dare to step on my dress, you little girl. Don't you dare to step on my dress. It's an attitude that I don't understand. How was she capable of doing this, knowing that there was all these cameras around? And the cameras were going to notice what was happening, and they were going to record that for years and to unearth this at some point in time. And there you have it. You can't miss the fact that Meghan reacted in this mean way, first being, smiling to all the children, and when she establishes eye contact with Charlotte, it changes that expression. You can't deny the connection with whatever happened, and those frictions and those bullying claims, you know that happened because Tom Bauer already stated them on his book. And how can a grown woman close to 40 years old be or have this attitude with a 3-year-old? Why couldn't Meghan just smile as she always does. And I'm going to give you the perfect example that happened right after this, when she was looking at Harry. But this is what I don't understand. This is an official mask slip, and it's unmistakable because it's the exact moment when she establishes eye contact with Charlotte. And this is important from a body language perspective, because it's not only spotting the gestures and spotting the facial expressions, but also you have to know what is the exact moment, what happened at that exact moment. If the person said something, if the person listened to something, if someone arrived, if the person saw something that caught their attention. In this case, is that eye contact. That reaction was due to Charlotte. Okay, it's like, well, Meghan really did not like her. A 3-year-old girl. I have no explanation for that. That nasty look, that looking at her in such a way that, why would you do that? Is she threatening you? Oh, yes, maybe that's the reason. Like Katerina said on Twitter, oh, and by the way, auntie, bend the knee. When you suddenly realize you will have to curtsy to the little girl you bullied. Oh, well, you know that life goes around in beautiful ways, and karma is just a bitch. It's no other way to say it. As I said, there's so many details in here, but this takes the crown. Again, props to Long Sally, aka Sue Smith, for spotting this. This process, when you have an obvious body language signal that she did not like Charlotte, and you know that gesture, that handing the bouquet to Jessica Mulroney's daughter, Ivy, that had a special hairstyle, and she was not having a bouquet because Meghan was going to hand it to her. That was the preference. That's okay. I don't have any problem with that. Maybe Jessica was her dear friend. I don't know if Jessica is her friend, or is still her friend. She's not mentioned that much. You know that Meghan has this thing with friends, right? And well, let's say sarcastically that Meghan has no luck with her friends, but you know the real answer here. And I was telling you that Meghan had this display, this different, very different display with Harry right at this moment. You know that she is like blinking, oh so cute, lowering her gaze, doing this. I'm gonna replay that. I have to replay this. Look at Meghan. Oh, I'm so naive. I'm so happy of this moment. Look how I blink. Look how I turn my head down. Oh, how cute she is, right? Look at her. Oh my God. Oh, what a beautiful bride. What a beautiful bride. Compare that with this. And no, girl, no. You're not welcome, Princess Charlotte. You're not welcome here. But the thing, it didn't stop there. We also know that, well, Catherine and William were aware of this, and that's why George and Charlotte did not go out the Abbey along with all the other children, but they went out with them, with their parents. And Sue Smith also made a video about that moment when they go out the Abbey, and you can see that where is Charlotte? Charlotte was not there with them. That was this reason. So many frictions, so much bullying, and so much making Catherine cry. That was the story of what happened, of how it happened, and Tom Bauer made that remark on his book, and he was very clear about that. And maybe we don't know what happened after that moment, okay? It was like we know that Catherine brought some flowers to Meghan, and Meghan, we don't know what happened to the flowers. We don't know what happened to the flowers, but most probably it happens as the recollection of Catherine's version, that Meghan just slammed the door and threw the flowers on a trash bin, because, well, you know, that absolutely sounds like Meghan. But the problem is that we have a big problem with this event and this reaction. And I can understand that someone could despise other people, other adults, other, I don't know, threats, other opponents, other enemies, and maybe she could have mask slips with them because she doesn't like them, or she feels like she's threatened and she's playing the defensive card or something. But to feel that with a child, a 3-year-old child, it's, well, the word that comes to mind is really insecure. Like, you are really insecure. You cannot even give a smile to a child. It's like you want to put your friend's child, the daughter of Jessica, in a higher level than Charlotte for some reason, which I don't understand. Some of you in the comments have claimed that there's a reason why Charlotte couldn't, she couldn't do this with Charlotte, the bouquet things and everything. Doesn't matter. I said I have no problem with Meghan giving Ivy her bouquet. That is great. I have a problem that she has this smile, this cute expression, this cute, how can I say that, demeanor, behavior, even with Harry seconds afterwards. And she just does this to a child. Can you imagine how insecure has to be a person to do this? That is dangerous. I have a problem trying to reconcile Meghan, the scheming lady, with this, because a scheming lady would take care of this kind of little details, these nuances. This is cameras everywhere. You need to be aware. You know that this is the pinnacle of your acting. Why would you let this slip? Unless you really dislike the person. But again, we're talking about a 3-year-old child. I'm sorry if I'm trying to repeat this over and over again, but I'm trying to drive the point home, because this has implications, deeper implications, into reading Meghan Markle's behavior and Meghan Markle's despise for whatever is related to tradition, whatever is related to the monarchy. And I already pointed out that Catherine represented or represents that tradition and how to bring that tradition into the new generations. And Meghan despises that tradition, despises that customs, that history, that everything of the monarchy. And of course, by extension, Charlotte, at that moment, she represented that too, because she is a princess. She's Catherine's daughter, and being a woman, is in some way or another, in Meghan's silly perspective of the universe, she's a threat. She's an enemy. She's an opponent, and she will use that force against her someday. Yeah, so maybe that's why Meghan reacted in such a way. We don't know, but it's such a shame. Shame on you. Shame of you for having that attitude. My body language buddies, what can I tell you that I haven't told you yet? My name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the body language guy, and I hope to see you in another video or another live stream. And remember, the two most important words: much love. Love is what we need. Love is, as Will Smith says, is the cure, right? Love and bliss. Bye-bye. Take care. I love you all.